Hormonal regulation of the male reproductive hormones. The male reproductive hormones are maintained by negative feedback mechanisms.
If the concentration of the male reproductive hormones falls in the bloodstream, the hypothalamus responds by increasing gonadotropin-releasing hormone GnRH, which is a hormone that acts as the anterior pituitary gland to cause it to release two different sex hormones, the luteinizing hormone LH and follicle-stimulating hormone FSH.
FSH causes the seminiferous tubules in the testes to produce sperm. This is being supported by the sterilized cells that completely surround the developing spermatocytes in the seminiferous tubules. They also supply nutrients to these spermatocytes and seal off the spermatocytes from the body's blood supply.
At the same time, FSH causes cells in the seminiferous tubules to release a hormone called inhibin. Inhibin acts on the anterior pituitary to inhibit the production of FSH. The result is a negative feedback loop. Therefore, as the level of FSH drops, the testes release less inhibin. A decrease in the level of inhibin causes the anterior pituitary to release more FSH. This feedback loop keeps the level of sperm production relatively constant over time.
Another feedback loop also maintains the secondary sex characteristics. LH causes the interstitial cells in the testes to release testosterone, which promotes changes such as muscle development and the formation of facial hair.
Testosterone inhibits LH production by the pituitary by deactivating the hypothalamus. The hypothalamus releases less GnRH, leading to decreased production of LH. Decreasing GnRH output slows the production and release of LH, which leads to less testosterone production. This feedback loop keeps the testosterone level relatively constant in the body.
The testosterone itself can also increase sperm production by stimulating the Sertoli cells. Also, with an overabundance of testosterone, it can stimulate Sertoli cells to secrete inhibin, which inhibits FSH secretion in the pituitary.
The regulation of reproduction and secondary sex characteristics depends on this continuing process and the presence of male sex hormones. Substances that interfere with the hormonal feedback system can cause changes in the process. Such things as anabolic steroids are derivatives of testosterone, which interfere with the feedback loop, and the production and release of FSH and LH is decreased. This leads to a decrease in sperm production.
The normal feedback system can also be affected with the use of male contraceptives. It inhibits sperm production by suppressing the hypothalamus's secretion of hormones. This slows sperm production by suppressing the LH and FSH released from the pituitary by changing the shape of the molecular receptors, and thus reducing sperm count as sperm will not correctly be produced.